believe it or not, I am actually still seeing some upside for COSM. And I mean, it is contingent upon a few validations of signals and stuff, but I know that it may come across like I'm a permabull or something, but trust me when I say I follow technicals, I follow data. I'll tell you how ugly it is or how pretty it is. I do not care, okay? I don't follow fundamental analysis. I actually am just a systematic trader, short-term based, okay? So this is literally just gonna be based on data, okay? There is a huge psychological component applied, which is the FOMO, and also that is a squeeze play and all that stuff, but let's go ahead and find out exactly what I mean in this video. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with a COSM technicals and raw price action thread of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa. But with that said, let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so we are looking at COSM on the daily chart right here, and as you can see, the support range that I actually drew in yesterday is still currently being used, okay? Funny thing is that you like, I'm gonna look, listen to this, okay? So we have this like upside thrust, right? And then we get here and then this one candle happens. It's over, it's done. I told you guys everything sucks. You know, life sucks. Okay. And then it just blasts off into space. And then we get this red candle right here and it's over. No one's gonna make any money. And then bam, again, it goes up, right? And then a candle happens right here. It's over. This sucks. Bros. Like, I need y'all to relax, okay? It's over when it's over, okay? Like, we need to make sure that to back our thesis before just telling the entire world that it's over. Like, let's look at the charts, yeah? And let's just base our decisions on that, okay? So we have gotten one retracement candle, please. And it literally closed right at my support. So guys, I still think it looks good, and here's another reason why. Okay, so new viewers, you are looking at volatility here, represented by this indicator BBWP. Okay, volatility is direction neutral, so we pair it with momentum type or momentum based indicator. Excuse me, and in my case, since I'm in TradingView software, I'm actually using stochastic momentum, which is a stock free indicator of theirs. Okay, so what I am looking at here is that, well, first of all, before I tell you that, know that this indicator actually has about a 75 to 90% hit rate in guessing the asset's direction based on backtests that I've performed in several tickers. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it is very, very good, and its hit rate is high enough for us to consider. Okay, so now volatility. Every single bar here you're seeing is when we're sitting at critical volatility loading above what I consider to be the high volatility accumulation point. So this is actually that line right here. So anything within the 90 percentile is extreme volatility. Okay, so when pairing both volatility and momentum, you actually gain an edge to try to see what, to find out what's going on. Another thing is that when we have back-to-back iterations of critical buildup, this usually means that a huge upside or a huge downside move is to come. Now, I haven't actually charted this like I do regular tickers because this has an enormous psychological component. Like I said, it's not entirely data. It's not entirely the charts. I get it. There is sentiment behind it. But right now you're looking at momentum suggesting a continuation to the upside while in just massive loading of volatility here. So this is still suggesting an upside to me, okay? Another thing is that when we print a daily candle at the bottom of a trend, like this, it usually presents a reversal. So it usually presents another type of move to the upside. Now, the validation of this hammer candle is contingent upon the next candle closure. So it would have to actually be something like this, or some like that. This would essentially be kind of like an abandoned baby type of formation situation here for candle analysis. Okay, you guys, and I did mention yesterday that printing this type of evening star is or hammer candle is also a very bearish thing to look at. And I was looking at a potential in the Discord. I actually mentioned I was hoping for a 57, in which case we actually reached 53. The candles are here are the metrics. So let's go over that candle, and it says that the low is 53.51. So we were off by a few cents, but we were talking about closing up here, and saying that we were going to go down here. It's kind of like it's a little heartbreaking for some people, but as you can see in price action, we kind of do have to do that. It's following this thing. So now let's go ahead and move on to the next chart, because I have actually a few things to talk about here, and I'm going to try to make this as fast as I can, but listen all the way. It's important that you hear the whole video, okay? The whole video. Because I say things at the end that people like bash me for, and you didn't even catch it because I said it at the end. Listen to the whole damn video, okay? All right, so we're looking at a descending channel here. This pennant formation got invalidated. I actually warned about this. So now we are building a descending channel here, and that usually presents an upside opportunity as well. And as you can see, the candle from today actually came to touch right at that bottom of that support from the channel. Okay, so there is now the potential to where we can actually come back to the top and start testing these areas, okay? Or we can come back down to the channel support again before continuing on to the upside. The price action is very the price action is a little, it's difficult, you guys, okay? So this is I'm trying to maneuver with keeping in mind that there's so much of a psychological component applied to this, okay? So the price contracting the way it is right now usually signifies a bear flag, and it kind of like suggests for a continuation onto the downside, but we're going to look at some indicators and see what that can be. That doesn't mean that it's going to be entirely down. It could also mean that we can come back down again and test this support before continuing onto the upside. So now we know that our pennant is invalidated, we actually have also a form of resistance here that we have to look out for, because this was initially what people could have looked at. Okay, so now one more thing within the hourly. I want to be able to show you just micro time frames like this. I don't like the hourly as much as people think I do. It's just, I really do it for you guys, because I know that a lot of you guys are looking at the 5-minute, the 15-minute, those time frames have a lot of grain in them, okay? There's a lot of distortion within that, so it doesn't give you a clear picture. So this is almost as small, or maybe even a 30-minute, and that's an if, okay, for me to consider in showing you guys the micro movements. I like to see things in a more calm manner, like this, the daily candles. It's just showing you, I was able to tell you that, okay, we're going to come back down to this area, and it did yesterday, just by looking at one candle, okay? The more candles you add to your strategy, the more, the heavier it is and more difficult it is to understand that. I mean, if you're a scalper, all good. There's more power to you, and I respect you. No disrespect in any strategy, okay? Every strategy is good just as long as we master it. Okay, so this is a new find that I got for us. And I actually didn't notice this until just recently. So we are in a huge reversal formation here. And this is on the daily. We're looking at February 24th, 2022, all the way to today. And we've actually done the golden rule of 3 here very, very well. We have test 1, 2, 3 of resistance, followed by what you know what I'm going to say. The whole capitulation event or accumulation per Wyckoff theory, and then the move up, the thrust to the upside on break number 4, which is usually the true breakout. Excuse me, you guys, just a sec. Okay, so usually test number 4 is that breakout, okay? And what I did notice as well, that this candle here and this one and this red one align very well. So this is making me feel like we are definitely in this formation. And the fact that it actually came back to test the newly converted resistance into support. Okay, so some people may not see this pattern in the daily chart. They may be seeing it in another time frame, okay? But I don't want to be overly bearish here, but there also is the chance to where this can essentially come back down to the 28-cent area and test our newly converted resistance into support for a clear validation before actually hitting a huge swinging bat to the upside. Okay. Another thing that you should know within this formation is that it does have a bullish price objective for us to evaluate, and that is usually found at the genesis of the formation itself. So if we're looking at it like this, let's just go ahead and make sure that the horizontal line is straight. We're looking at a top of $2.87 upon realizing this formation's price objective. Okay, I actually loaded a couple examples for you to see. So this is IMBI. IMBI is also following that same trend, descending broadening wedge, and you can actually see a breakout, and the move has started to the top. We're testing a bunch of relevant supports, previous gaps, all kinds of things here. So it is in a sense validating still more supports before a continuation onto the upside. But this is pretty much what happens. Now, this is MMAT. MMAT, we've been following it for a while too. So this is a descending broadening wedge, and it since realized our top target, which was at the genesis. It actually overshot it by a long shot, went all the way up to the long-term time frame. 1.618 came all the way back and tested, just like this, guys. Look, okay, it came back all the way down and tested the newly converted resistance into support. It actually came a little shy of it, and then look what happened. Okay, so if we're all the way up here and it decides to come back down here, it's just for confirmation. So we need to be able to keep that in mind, okay? But I mean, this is literally almost a mirror image to what's happening to COSM. Okay, so yes, we can still come back all the way down here, and this is not even bad, because if it does come back to the 27, I'm gonna get stopped out at 46. I'm gonna get stopped out at 46, and guess what? I'm gonna gain entry again, pretty much where I got in at around 33, 31. Okay, so and then we ride it again to the top. And if we're able to confirm a 28, man, I'm gonna load the boat heavy. Not financial advice, okay? Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as a form of entertainment. I can't actually suggest for you to buy or sell any assets, okay? So yeah, so I think now let's just go to the last part of the chart. Okay, so this is actually, yesterday we mentioned that we may be potentially confirming drives of hidden bearish divergence, and in this case we actually did. So I can actually bring it up for you guys, just so you can be able to see it within this within this page, if I even have it here, which is, oh man. You know what, I'm actually gonna prep this for... Yeah, I'm gonna prep this for oh, there it is. Nice. So let's just go ahead and have it here for all of us to what's going on, guys? Trading View, what's up? What's up? Okay. Are we gonna do it or no? Good. Perfect. So this is the divergence chart that I just can have here for you guys to be able to see. So the hidden bearish divergence actually happens when price action is making higher lows and the indicator RSI is making a series of higher highs from this particular point here to this particular point here. And as you can see, it is in play. And the daily chart, RSI is suggesting a continuation onto the downside. But as you can see here, we do have the moving average coming up, which can be used as a form of support before us continuing up. Because by the time it does touch the moving average, it's going to be sitting well within what I call the bull strength percentile. So this is the RSI. These are the RSI properties for my RSI, right? And you have 1, 2, 3, 4 zones for you to be able to follow these 4 zones here. So it's important for us to know how these things work as we're trading. Okay, we can always refer back to this information so that we know what the play is. Okay, so yeah, suggesting a downside continuation. However, if we do bounce off of here, we're definitely within this area here, so it can continue on up. It could be a corrective move. So let's open up a multi-pane so we can get that overall direction for tomorrow's session as well. So we're going to actually start this with the 30-minute immediate short-term time frame. The immediate short-term is suggesting a continuation onto the downside, and however, it is sitting within the shallow areas of the bull weakness percentile, which likely means that we are going to be gravitated into bull weakness. Okay, now the buy hourly is suggesting a continuation onto the downside as well. However, when we're in the shallow areas of either zones, it can potentially suggest some sideways trading. Okay, just like this. We need to get out of this area here in order for us to continue on to the upside. Now, the 6-hour RSI is suggesting a continuation onto the upside. Again, it is in the shallow areas of bull strength percentile, so the likelihood of us coming down is very likely. But it looks corrective. Okay, now the daily, since we already saw the daily, let's look at the bi-daily. Now the bi-daily RSI is in overbought percentile, and now the pivot looks like it's weakening, but it doesn't have a downside pivot just yet. Let's just for kicks and giggles, let's look at the 3-day and the 5-day. 3-day, same thing as bi-daily, and the 5-day, where is it? Okay, well, the 5-day is suggesting an aggressive continuation onto the upside. Okay, so from this point, I think that we could, I honestly think that we could see potentially some sideways trading for entirely tomorrow, and then we'll actually make that upside move the next day. But yeah, just like I said yesterday, we were potentially looking at a red day. I think it's just for accumulation. But I think we're still looking good here, you guys. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me within Twitter or Discord. I'll make sure to leave the links in the description below for you to consider joining the ARCa trading community. If you have... Yeah. Actually, you know what, guys? Everybody's asking me questions there. So just stop by and I'll try to answer as much as I can. It's just that the comments are starting to load up and it's a lot of people. So I'm trying to get to all of you, but it's becoming kind of difficult. Okay, you guys, but still, I wish you well. I wish you a good night and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.